Hi everybody, I'm Ronan, and today we are going through the top 20 multi-class combinations that people are using, presented by Larian Studios. They have all the data and they released this, and there are some things in here that I just found to be really surprising, and other things that I think most people kind of expected. So let's go ahead and go through the list, because I think there's a lot of cool things to talk about here, and potential new build ideas as well. So at number 1, you have Rogue Ranger, and this was actually by a significant margin. Like, if you take a look at number 1 and number 2 compared to everything else, like, Rogue Ranger is up there really high. And I wish this was specific subclasses as well, so we knew for sure. But if I had to guess, this is most likely either Gloomstalker with Assassin or Thief, or maybe Hunter with Thief or Assassin, but I could bet money it's probably Gloomstalker with Assassin or Thief because it's just so broken. Like, if you go Gloomstalker with dual crossbows and Thief, you can single-handedly solo the entire game and probably even, like, not even be seen. Like, it's just so powerful. It's unreal. What has me surprised, Barbarian Fighter being number 2, I am really surprised by this because their polls that they had, or not polls, but like the data that they had for like the most popular class, Paladin was number 1 by a large margin. So seeing Paladin multi-classes not in the top 2 really surprised me. But Barbarian Fighter, I mean, is a great combo. You get all the benefits of being a Barbarian for the resistances and stuff like that. Fighter, you get extra feats, you get action surge, extra crit, things like that. So that's not surprising at all. Number 3, the Barbarian Paladin, though. This did surprise me. You can Divine Smite as a Barbarian while raging if you set it as a reaction. So technically, even though you get some spell slots, and you wouldn't get that many since you would be part Barbarian and Paladin, you can rage to get all the defensive abilities and still smite. I didn't think a lot of people would combine that together, though. I don't know. When I think of Paladin multi-classes, I usually think of other things, so seeing it number 3 kind of surprised me. But as you go down the list, you can see number 4, Cleric Paladin, 5, Fighter Paladin, Paladin Warlock, Warlock Paladin. Like, you can see Paladin is up there, though. It's pretty damn popular, and I'm sure no one's surprised by that. The only one out of those that surprises me is actually Cleric Paladin, because they have different types of casting spell ability modifiers. Clerics use Wisdom and Paladins use Charisma. That surprised me a little bit, but with some builds I've been messing around with, Cleric Paladin does synergize really well, and if you are going for like that Holy Warrior type theme, I mean, it just fits. The Warlock Sorcerer, one of the first like actual like pure spell casters here. What is that as? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So number 8 was Warlock Sorcerer, the Sorlock. I mean, if you play D&D, I'm sure you know how powerful Sorlocks can be, and they are pretty damn busted in this game as well. So it's nice to see that up there. Wizard Sorcerer surprised me a little bit, just because Wizards use Intelligence and Sorcerers use Charisma, so they have the 2 different spell casting things fighting each other. But I suppose if you did dip 1 point in the Wizard to kind of just learn scrolls, that would make sense, but that one kind of has me at odds. I'm not sure why people would do that a lot. Rogue Fighter, I mean, another easy thing to multi-class with. Get the dual-wielding feat from Fighter, go Rogue for sneak attack and extra bonus action, things like that. It's pretty easy to multi-class with that, and it's really fitting. Then you have Fighter Barbarian. I mean, Barbarian Fighter, Fighter Barbarian. I mean, I guess because the one class was first, that's why it's different. But I mean, it's pretty much the same exact build, regardless of which one you go. So, Rogue Bard, that one is interesting. The only thing I could think of Rogue Bard that would make sense is if you went College of Swords, because College of Swords, I mean, you do get the benefit of having dual wielding, plus all the cool spell stuff and all like the really cool abilities you can use with your Bardic Inspiration to like knock people back and teleport, things like that. So that pairing with Rogue fits, because Rogue already isn't a class you would want to put all your points into anyway, at least in my opinion. So them coming together makes sense, and it's probably a lot of fun. And of course you have Sorcerer Warlock, the Sorlock again, Paladin Fighter, Rogue Monk. Rogue Monk is pretty low, and that's probably because monks, in my opinion, weren't one of the more popular classes, even though I think Larian Studios did a fantastic job with them in this game. They are so much more fun in this game compared to actually playing them inside D&D. But Monk Rogue and Rogue Monk is super broken. I mean, you go basically 9 points into Monk, 3 points into Rogue to get the extra bonus action from Thief, and you just have Flurry of Blows to completely massacre your enemies. It's crazy powerful. Keep going down, you get Paladin Sorcerer, Rogue Ranger, Sorcerer Paladin, and Fighter Warlock. So there was no druids here whatsoever. And I think a part of that is because when they first released the druid class, especially the Spore one, the Spore like interactions were actually broken until one of the more recent patches. I think it was like maybe 2 patches ago that they actually fixed the Spore Druid or Druid, and they became so much better after that. So I wouldn't be surprised if they did another poll after people had more time to play, like on PlayStation and stuff like that. If they actually try out mixing Spore Druid with stuff, you probably see that go up a lot. But yeah, there's actually, looking at these classes, I mean, I'm not too surprised, but there were some things in here that kind of had me thinking, like, yeah, you know, that'd be fun to make a build about and whatnot. But what kind of multi-class have you done that's not on this list? I'd love to hear it in the comments below. This was just a quick improv video because I saw this and I figured, why not talk about it? I am going to be on another channel coming up probably within the next few days talking about multi-classing, so I'll definitely have a link to that in somewhere on my page for you guys to check out. But anyway, I'm Ronan, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.